What's going on, guys? Gomes back again on another MLB The Show 19 Diamond Dynasty video, and today we are going to be doing something that is usually pretty highly requested of me, and that is to pretty much just go through every single team collection, including the divisional and league collections as well, because there is some pretty damn good rewards this year, if I do say so myself. So we're gonna go over all of those, and for each team I'll kind of give my opinion. Is it worth it? Should you guys really be breaking the bank, like really be trying to get these guys right away or not? So I will go through each and every one. So without further ado, let's hop right into it and start with everybody's favorite Baltimore Orioles. So the Baltimore Orioles is going to be this Jonathan Scope, who has, you know, 79, 84 contact, 67, 85 power, 90 arm strength for a second baseman is pretty decent, 58 speed, 68 fielding. It's gonna matter a little bit more this year. This card is, you know, honestly pretty good for an 82, and the Orioles are cheap as hell. Definitely do this collection. That is a very solid gold card to start your Diamond Dynasty squad right there. For the Boston Red Sox, we're looking at Jacoby Ellsbury, 102, 76 contact, 75, 52 power. He's got 94 speed, 78 stealing, 89 fielding, only a 52 arm. The arm really does kind of kill it for me for this card. He definitely does have good range and fielding in the outfield and good contact. Not the best power, honestly. You know, Mookie, Chris Sale, JD. That's going to cost a lot. I would not rush out to do this one. It does not look the best in my opinion. Moving on to the Yankees, we have this Robinson Cano right here. 103, 78 contact, 68, 79 power, 93 vision, 86 fielding, 79 arm, 51 speed, and 77 reaction at second base. Of course, Cano is a lefty. I really have not had too much success using Robinson Cano flashback cards in the past, and you're going to have to use Chapman, Giancarlo, and Aaron Judge. I'll see how much they're going for right now. Judge is going for about 80K. Keep in mind that these prices are definitely going to fluctuate within the first couple of days. You know, once again, this is not a one that I would recommend that you guys just jump out in a must-have collection to go ahead and do. So I think you guys can definitely wait. For the Tampa Bay Rays, we have Fred McGriff right here, 101, 53 contact, 81 and 73 power. He has 58 fielding, 51 reaction, 37 speed at first base. Of course, another lefty. This is a pretty solid card, but I'm actually going to recommend you guys go ahead and do it. It is not the best card, but it will have another incentive so you guys can invest in Blake Snell, who I think has a good chance of going diamond, as well as Tommy Pham. I am a very high, I have a lot of hope for Tommy Pham. I think he will have a great year. Another guy who is possibly going to go diamond this year. So I would definitely do that, lock those guys in and invest in those too. For the Toronto Blue Jays, we're looking at Brett Cecil, this relief pitcher who has a 90 hit 9, 95 K9, 75 walk 9, 73 home run 9, which does matter this year. And he has a plethora of good pitches: knuckle curve, fastball, cutter, two-seamer, and a changeup. Very good repertoire. And you know, you're only going to need Ken Giles. He's the only gold. So this is another one that I would recommend that you guys do. He looks like a really good solid gold reliever that you guys can use early on. And also for the Blue Jays is the AL East collection reward, Jose Bautista, 80, 102 contact, 98, 108 power. He has 94 arm, which is very good, 50 speed, only 67 fielding, which definitely is not the best, especially this year. Obviously, you guys know Jose Bautista cards flat out hit, and I don't think this should be much of an exception. I think that the AL East, like I said, the Rays, the Orioles, and the Blue Jays are all teams that you guys should be completing, and this is honestly one that it's going to cost a lot of stubs, but I think in the end that he could probably be worth it. For the Chicago White Sox, we have Avisail Garcia, 83, 125 contact, 62, 44 power, pretty much non-existent, 85 arm, 64 fielding, 80 speed. Definitely not the best card. You know, he's got good contact. We'll have to wait and see how contact hitters really pan out. Really, you're only paying for Jose Abreu, which goes for pretty much nothing. If you want to do this collection, it's not going to be very expensive, but once again, I don't think the reward is all that great nonetheless. For the Cleveland Indians, we have Kenny Lofton, who actually could be viable this year. 98 speed, 99 stealing, kind of Ricky Henderson-esque. He's only missing 1 speed. 113, 99 contact, 53, 41 power, 91 vision. If contact hitters work this year, this will be a great card. Has pretty much max speed and stealing, really good fielding, 91 and 92. Of course, doesn't have much of an arm, but very good contact hitter. The Indians are another team that they are going to cost a lot, but I think that these guys are definitely going to be very good. Lindor and Jose Ramirez are two guys always good in Diamond Dynasty, so if you have the stubs, go out and get him. But first, try to see if contact hitters are going to be working this year. I've yet to exactly see, because I can't get on the game right now. Gonna have to wait and see. But Alan Chambliss of the Detroit Tigers, 89, 77 contact, 73 speed, 85 fielding, 75 arm strength. Pretty much not much power, but that's kind of to be expected for a shortstop of his stature. Once again, the collection is pretty dirt cheap. I would probably recommend that you guys do this. Pretty solid, good fielding, decent speed shortstop right there in Trammell. For the Kansas City Royals, we have Kelvin Herrera, who I really like. I've really liked him in past MLB The Show. Is no different. Has really good pitches. 83 hit 9, 88 K9, 87 walk 9. Really good velocity and break on his pitches as well. All you're paying for is really Whit Merrifield, who is another possible diamond candidate. He is one of the most underrated players in baseball. Definitely do the Kansas City Royals. Moving on to the Minnesota Twins, we are looking at this 83 Rod Carew, 109, 77 contact, 39, 45 power, 82 efficient, 89 speed, average fielding. This card, once again, nothing too crazy. We'll have to see how the hitting works. Once again, I'll repeat that many times, but this Rod Carew doesn't look anything too crazy. I don't really see Eddie Rosario or obviously Nelson Cruz going diamond this year. Jose Berrios probably will go gold. Don't need to go out and rush to do this. If you have the stubs, go ahead and do it. But the AL Central Collection reward is Harmon Killebrew, 104, 109 power. Not really good fielding for third base. Not very much speed at all. He hits for power. That's what Harmon Killebrew does. The Twins, the whole AL East is going to be pretty cheap except for the Cleveland Indians. So if you have the stubs, get the Indians. You might as well do all of them and get the AL Central and get that Killebrew and see how he can hit on your squad. For the Angels, we are looking at Troy Percival right here, 96 hit 9, 108 K9, 64 walk 9, which is decent, 80 home runs per 9. His pitches could be better. He only has 3 fastball, 12-6 curveball, and a change up. Pretty average velocity and break, 96 mile an hour fastball. Pretty good, obviously. It's going to cost a lot. You have to pay for Trout. I would not recommend that unless you have Trout already. Do not lock him in unless you already have Trout and are going to go for the collection right away. So that's just my opinion for sure. Moving on to the Oakland A's, I believe it is Ravi Fingers. I could be wrong and it's Sonny Gray, but I believe it's Ravi Fingers. I'm pretty sure. So he has 76 hit 9, 102 K9. I will clarify that in the comments down below. Make sure to look at that. 70 walk 9 and 91 home runs per 9. So definitely going to limit those. The A's are interesting. You have 2 potential diamond candidates in Blake Treinen and Matt Chapman. This card isn't the best, it doesn't look like, but I would get those 2 guys nonetheless because they definitely have diamond potential. Moving on to the Seattle Mariners, we are looking at Carson Smith, 93 hit 9, 96 K9, 64 walk 9, 89 home runs per 9. Definitely going to limit the long ball, sinker, slider, and changeup. I know a lot of people like this flashback card from last year. You're not really going to have to pay too much. Mitch Haniger is their only gold card and he does not go for too much. So if you did like his card from last year, go ahead and do it this year once again. For the Texas Rangers, we have Derek Holland, who has a pretty good pitch repertoire. He has a slider, a sinker, a changeup, and a knuckle curveball. His per 9s are not very good, 62, 69, and 68, and doesn't throw very hard, but does have a good amount of break. Once again, the Rangers, not very expensive. If you have the stubs, do it. I wouldn't rush out to get this card low. Doesn't look that great. For the Astros, we have this Michael Scott right here. That's fine specimen, very good pitcher. He has a splitter as his primary pitch. You're going to be able to cheese that. Make sure to do that. 95 hit 9, 93 K9. Like I said, good pitch repertoire. Of course, the Astros are pretty expensive, but Altuve is only at 87 this year. They have a lot of diamonds, but none are too high in value. I would definitely do this early on because I think Bregman will advance in overall, and Mike Scott is a really good starting pitcher, so I would recommend if you have the stubs, go out and do the Astros, because then if you do the whole AL West, you get the signature Yvonne Rodriguez, which is actually, let's first talk about this Vita Blue, who's the AL West collection. He has, decent pitches, fastball, 2-seamer, changeup, and a curveball. 96 hit NK9, 97 miles an hour on the fastball. It's pretty good. I forgot. I kind of jumped the gun right there. But the Vita Blue looks pretty good. I don't think I've done too well with him in the past. And we'll have to see how lefty pitches factor in this year. So, if you want him, you're going to get this Yvonne Rodriguez, who is the AL West collection reward. insane. 99 arm strength, 96 fielding. He has 84 and 85 power, 110, 119 contact, 72 speed. Jesus, this would be the best catcher in the game. I would definitely recommend to, if you have the stubs, this is a great card. He's going to be an end game catcher. I'm just going to leave it there. Moving on to the National League, we are going to start with the Braves. We have Warren Spahn right here, 113 stamina, very good, 82 hit 9, 80 K9. He has a circle changeup and a sinker, some decent pitches, I guess, 72 walk 9 on the Braves. Acuna is going to rise up in price. Donaldson always had the chance to go back to diamond. Freddie Freeman is a diamond. This Warren Spahn doesn't look the best. I wouldn't rush out to go do that collection necessarily. Kyle Barraclough is the Marlins right here, has absolutely no walk, 9 out of 20, but he definitely throws hard and can strike out batters. You're not gonna have to pay anything. Do that collection, try him out. Even if he's ass, try him out. For the Nationals, we have Daniel Murphy, who has really good contact, you know, pretty good power, 70 and 60, no defense whatsoever at second base, 39 speed. I would not do this. I don't know, it's just tough to say. We'll have to see how contact hitters really pan out, but the defense and the lack of defense and the lack of speed worries me. Scherzer, Strasburg, and Anthony Rendon are going to be very expensive along. I would not rush out to do that one for sure. For the Mets, we're looking at Mike Piazza right here. I really like this card from last year. Keep in mind, you know, not the best fielding, but 88, 82 power, 73, 77 contact. The Mets are definitely going to be expensive, though. You have Edwin Diaz, Noah Syndergaard, and Jacob deGrom, along with a plethora of good golds. So that is going to be pretty expensive, but if you did like his card from last year, maybe you want to go out and invest the stubs, get him. For the Phillies, we are looking at Cole Hamels, who has a really good pitch repertoire, fastball, circuit changeup, cutter, sliding curveball, and a two-seamer. 97 stamina, 84 hit 9, 79 K9, 81 walk 9. Does not throw hard whatsoever, but does have a good amount of break on his pitches. Obviously, you have Bryce Harper to contend with. He's going to be very expensive, and I think he's going to bounce back this year, so his price is only going to rise. I would not rush out to do the Phillies collection, in my opinion. And then the AL or the NL East collection or award is this Ed Matthews, 94, 109 power, 86, 84 contact, 78 arm, 73 speed, or 73 fielding, 53 speed. He looks like a really good third baseman. Once again, he is a lefty. You guys know I like lefty batters, but I don't know. The NL East just does not look too worth it. The Marlins are cheap, and the Nationals, the Mets, the Phillies are going to be really expensive. I would not rush out to do that necessarily right away. For the Chicago Cubs, we're looking at Ryan Sandberg, 84, 113 contact, 55, 42 power, 90 fielding, very good at second base, 78 speed, 80 stealing. Pretty good mobile second baseman with good defense and good contact at not gonna have too much power. I honestly think this is a good one to do. I think Javier Baez can possibly move up in overall. They only have 2 diamonds right now. I think you should do the Cubs. If you have the stubs, go ahead and do that. For the Cincinnati Reds, we are looking at Dave Parker, who has 97, 73 contact, 81, 55 power, 67 fielding, 90 arm, very good arm in right field, 54 speed, and you are only looking at Joey Votto, who I think is going to be better this year and probably maybe move up to an 86, 87, or at least I hope. Of course, they have Eugenio Suarez and Yasiel Puig as well. Luis Castillo is potential gold. That one kind of hit or miss. I don't really have too much of an opinion on that one, to be honest with you. For the Brewers, we have this Lucroy. I know a certain MLB YouTuber has a certain opinion about Jonathan Lucroy. 84, 86 contact, good contact, not much power, pretty decent fielding, 80 across the board. Obviously, if you've had success with Lucroy in the past, get him, but he is going to be expensive. You have Yelich and Josh Hader, who's going to be one of the best relievers in the game, and Lorenzo Cain is also a good expensive gold. I would not do that one. Fair to say, I would not do that one. For the Pittsburgh Pirates, we are looking at Willie Stargell. Was 97, 86 splits versus righty, 64 fielding, 60 reaction at left field. He can play first base. However, I really liked his diamond from last year, but it had a little bit more power. I already have this Starling Marte. You're not going to have to pay too much. I probably wouldn't rush out to go do that one. It doesn't look too great, though. For the Cardinals, we're looking at rookie Albert Pujols, who has 80, 84 power. power, 105, 74 contact. Not the best fielding out and left, but he can play first base, of course, as a secondary. About 60 speed, so pretty solid. The Cardinals, you do have to pay for Andrew Miller and Paul Goldschmidt, two newly acquired diamonds by the Cardinals, and a good amount of gold, so that definitely is going to be expensive for him. Probably not worth it, but for this Jim Edmonds, it might just be worth it. 94 fielding, 81 arm strength, 58 speed, 82, 99 contact, 109, 69 power, definitely good. I would definitely try to get that Jim Edmonds. The NL Central doesn't look too bad. Maybe you want to do that. And then moving on to the NL West, the first one for the Diamondbacks is this Mark Reynolds. You guys know the story. No vision, not much contact, a lot of power low, and, you know, somewhat decent fielding. You aren't going to have to pay too much for the Diamondbacks, though. Greinke's the highest payer or player. If you've had success with Reynolds in the past, go ahead and get him. Very Joey Gallo-esque. For the Colorado Rockies, we have this budget Carlos Gonzalez. Really good arm, good speed, good stealing. You know, average hitting stats, 82, 77 contact, 75, 61 power. Probably would not recommend that. Know that Arenado is one of the most expensive cards in the game, and Trevor Story is a very expensive gold. Would not recommend that you guys go out and jump to do that. For the Los Angeles Dodgers, we have this Oro Hershiser, which was one of my favorite starters from last year. 114 stamina, 94 hit 9, 84 K9, 70 walk 9. Really good pitches. Has a cutter, a good curveball, a sinker. 125 pitch clutch, so he is going to be really good at limiting runs. You do have Justin Turner, Kenley Jansen, and Clayton Kershaw. I would, if you were going to do this, do it soon rather than later. Max Muncy could probably jump to gold this year. Walker Buehler and Cody Bellinger always could contend for diamond. I think Corey Seager will eventually go back to diamond this year as well, so I would definitely jump on the gun and do that one ASAP if you have plans to do it. For the San Diego Padres, we are looking at Adrian Gonzalez, who has 86, 105 splits versus righties. Not very good versus lefties. Good fielding for a first baseman, 85 fielding, 62 reaction. The Padres, you have to do with Manny Machado, who is going to be about 66K, but otherwise not really too much. You have Kirby Yates as their only other gold. I don't know, that is going to be a little expensive. I probably don't think it's worth it. I haven't had too much success with Aegon cards in the past, but of course that is just my opinion. For the San Francisco Giants, I believe we have Orlando Cepeda right here. 95, 75 contact, 62, 64 power. Pretty average, not very good fielding stats. 66 speed though, so he is fast for a first baseman. For the Giants, you have Posey and Bumgarner, who could both rebound and potentially contend for a diamond spot. I would not rush out to do this. He doesn't look like too great of a card, but if you complete the NL West, you do get this closer Rob Ned, who has a good splitter, a slider, and a curveball, good pitch repertoire. 110 hit 9, 113 K9, 122 pitch clutch, 99 on the gun for a fastball, so he definitely looks like a really good closer. Shout out Bengo for discovering him, by the way. The NOS is going to be expensive. You guys have Kershaw, Arenado. You definitely have some heavy hitters, Machado. It is going to be tough, but he is going to be one of the best relievers in the game for sure. And then once you complete the whole National League, that is going to lead you to get this Rogers Hornsby for the Cardinals. 125 maxed out contact both ways, 94, 99 power, 125 vision, very good contact hitter, very good hitter all around. Second baseman, best second baseman hitter probably in the game, right along with Joe Morgan's signature. 81 speed, 75 fielding, pretty decent at second base, not gonna lie. This card looks really good. I've not had a chance to try him out. Obviously, this is a brand new legend, but he looks really good. Like I said, end game second baseman, going to be one of the best and should be a stud. And then finally, if you get all of those, you finally end up with this Willie Mays. And oh my god, 114, 117 contact, 106, 118 power, 98 fielding, 95 arm strength, 97 arm accuracy, 95 reaction, 92 speed, 90 stealing. This card is insane. This card definitely is the best that I've seen, and it will probably be the best card all year. This card is ridiculous. It has pretty much maxed out fielding, has 90 plus speed and stealing, has 115 plus contact, and he has 106, 118 power. This card is ridiculous. This card is ridiculous. Unless he has the worst stance in history of MLB The Show, this card should be the best card in the game. Willie Mays looks absolutely insane. But, of course, it's gonna come at a price. You guys know collections do cost a lot of stubs, so you have to decide, do you really want to do that? And I'm going to take a quick break because I have to blow my nose. But that is going to do it. That is all the MLB collections and all the rewards and my opinions on them. Like I said, I am going to try to go ahead and get Willie Mays again this year. You guys know I got the Immortal Vladimir Guerrero last year. It definitely took a lot of time, but I was able to do it without spending much money at all, and you best believe I will come back with you guys with the how to make stub guides. It will be harder without souvenirs this year, but I'm determined to help you guys out. I don't want you guys to have to break out the wallet, break the bank, to go ahead and, you know, get that Willie Mays card. So I want to hopefully allow you guys to, you know, just have an easier time. I have an easy way to make stubs for the low for free. So definitely make sure to stay on the lookout for that. Hopefully I can have a how to make stub guide out within tomorrow or the day after that. But, you know, obviously you guys can tell I'm sick, but I'm still going to battle through this. But if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure to like down below. Let me know what collections you guys are excited to do down below in the comment section. And I hope you guys are great today. And there you guys comes out. Yay.